It's about Doria, Megan's mom, and what is the reason? What is the reason behind in between in the grey areas in between the lines here? What are the reasons why Doria has decided? I feel she's decided. I don't know that yet, but I feel that she has decided not to actually go to this Christmas kind of celebration with that she's been invited to at Sandringham Estate. So why has she decided not to do that at the last minute? Okay. So that's what I'm going to look into here, everyone. Hello, I'm just waiting for a few more of you to actually come on here before I do this. Okay, that's great. Hello, Kalinda, how are you? Oh, bless. Hello, Ada, how are you? Just waiting for a few more people to come on here, and because I wanted to look into why Doria's decided not to go to spend Christmas with the Queen. Okay. So what I'm going to do is use my medieval tower for the medieval. I got the tower. So I don't know why I got the tower there, but is that one of the reasons? Because of this kind of big fallout, this feud. I don't feel Doria is happy with this decision. Hello, everyone. Yeah, it's great. I'm glad that you've caught me live. This decision to not go to Sandringham Estate at Christmas is because of, I don't know how. Yeah, this invitation of William and Kate was, I feel it was quite recent. They've also been invited to Sandringham, but there's also reports that they are going to the Middletons. So I'm a little bit confused there, but I feel that they have been invited because they want to show to the public that there is no feud here between Kate and Meghan. But I do get that Doria, I feel there has been a feud, and I don't feel Doria is too kind of happy with William and Kate of the way they treated Meghan. So I feel she saw some of that they were a little bit standoffish. They didn't kind of welcome her. I feel that she was part of that as well. I feel that Meghan said to Doria, "Did you see that? Did you see that look there? Did you see that? Did you see how they have like walked away?" And Doria is kind of saying, "Yes, I did see that, and that's not nice." Okay. So I get that Doria was also snubbed by William and Kate, and I feel this invitation of William and Kate going to they're going for I feel they're only going for PR purposes too, Kathleen. Thank you for that. It's obvious, isn't it? It's obvious they're going for PR purposes to show that there's no feud between these four people. So if that's the case, why has Doria dropped out of this invitation at the last minute? Because it is the last minute, because we're talking 2 weeks to go, and Doria has decided not to kind of I feel that I don't feel Doria likes the idea of, I feel she was happy to go if William and Kate were not invited, but because they've been invited, I actually feel that Doria is not comfortable with that. Okay, not comfortable with that. It does not kind of sit with her, okay, very comfortably. And I feel that she's not felt, I don't feel Doria has felt comfortable of going to Sandringham for Christmas. And she's got this big, huge kind of family as Doria. And I feel that she would like to spend Christmas with her family, you know, and not just going to Sandringham to sit with the Queen for the festive season. And chat away to the Queen. I feel that she's decided, well, I'm glad that William and Kate are going, because that then I can say, oh, I get that Doria may have said, well, if actually you're going, if William and Kate are going, I'm going to decide not to go, because I feel that she would like to go to friends. I feel she was invited to the Queen's at Sandringham, Doria, because Meghan, I feel, pushed for this. But in all honesty, I don't feel Doria feels comfortable here with this whole Christmas setup here. I don't feel it's her thing. I think she likes to sit out on the veranda. There's her people that she can spend Christmas with. Okay, so let me pull out a card here. Why did Doria decide not to go? Why did Doria decide not to go? What was the reason here? It kind of, I get the fantasy card here, and also many options to choose from. So she's had lots of options here as Doria. A family are saying, come and spend Christmas with us. Lots and lots of invitations here for Doria. Okay. Hello there, Maggie from California. How are you? Hello, Ada. Hello, Oriel. Hello, Maria. Hello, Kathleen. Thank you for your interaction. So I feel that she's had a lot of choices, and she's been a bit kind of unsure about a choice at Christmas, I feel. So what other reasons here? I feel that I don't feel this is a cop-out, but I feel that Doria would rather spend Christmas with the people that she kind of loves, not the Queen. Okay. I get sisters, grandpas, and that kind of thing. What other reasons did Doria back out of this invitation at last minute? Because you just don't do that, do you? You don't kind of back out of. It's like the Thomas kind of scenario, really. Thomas Markle. He was invited to the wedding, but at the last minute he pulled out. Although there's a lot of speculation that he wasn't actually invited, so lots of options here. I do feel that Doria, I get, Doria, I would say she's getting on a bit. I think she's around 70, isn't she? Late 60s, 70. I get the world card here. And the world card is travel. And the thing is, I feel for anyone around 60, 69, 70, they don't want to travel the world, you know, extensively, to go and visit people at Christmas, you know, jumping on an aeroplane here, jumping on an aeroplane there. I do get that Doria is quite exhausted with the travel here. So I just feel that she would like to just, you know, just chill out, just be herself, just eat loads and feel bloated and all of this kind of thing, and drink merry and just be herself, instead of trying to pretend to be this person that, you know, this royal royal household, that the person that she's not. This is the reason I feel deep down she's decided to actually back out of this last minute. Okay. Does she see the smoke coming? I don't feel that she. I feel that she was not happy with how William and Kate has treated Meghan, and because they are going for this kind of PR stunt here, I feel she feels uncomfortable with that, because she was there when actually they were kind of doing this, and I get that Doria just wants to. I think she needs. I just feel that Doria feels like she needs some time out before this child comes along. Okay, and she is following her heart. She is following her heart, although you know, her daughter is with the Queen. I feel all this pomp and ceremony and the big table, the big long table, and, you know, the big flashy crackers and all of that kind of thing with like watches inside and all that kind of thing. I don't feel it's Doria's kind of cup of tea. It's not her. It's not her scene. It's this kind of luxury and pageantry, although she does tolerate it. Yeah, hunting and shooting. Yeah, people, because that would be the next day, you know, hunting and shooting at Christmas. So I don't feel that this hunting and shooting set is actually her kind of scene. You know, can you imagine them at the table? And, you know, they've got these, you know, this big long table, and the Queen, I think, is at one end, and they've got these huge big monster crackers, which is a lot of fun. But and, you know, there's just opulence everywhere, big candelabras and all of this with candles, and everybody sat very kind of proper, with, you know, the napkin on their knee, and all of this, kind of making sure you get the right knife and fork here, you know, because we're talking about a few courses for Christmas, you know, Christmas lunch. So there's a number of knives and forks and spoons to choose from. I feel she would have gone through that. Somebody would have shown her this, but I think Doria is thinking, oh God, this is just not me, you know. I just okay. Ada has said that Doria is following her heart. Yes, she is, and I feel that's part of this. She just wants to slob out, basically, with somebody that she loves. And although her daughter is there, there's also this shooting set, as you say, that are all there making pleasantries. And, you know, and there's Meghan there being very kind of classy and being kind of quite quirky with her jokes and being very kind. Everything is kind of measured. I get that word. And I feel that, I just feel Doria think, I don't want this. I want a very cozy kind of Christmas. And this is what I get here. I feel that Doria is going to say, I just want a break, and I need to rest. I'd like to rest. Okay. In all honesty, I do feel that Doria has done a bit here for Meghan. She has been, you know, she has supported her. And I feel that, well, I feel that Doria is saying to herself, well, it's okay for Megan to have me as support, but who's going to support me? You know, and I want to live my life. And I get here, she's very caring, but to a certain extent. She's caring, she's giving, but only to a certain extent, because if it's kind of taking her away from her own life, that's, you know, she draws the line, does Doria. And also Doria is also an upstanding lady in her own right. You know, she has her own friends. She has her own important friends. I actually see psychologists, doctors, and people like that would be invited to her kind of get together. So that there are intelligent people here. Now, she's decided to do this very spontaneously, really. And it's not a great idea, the way that Thomas Martle and that kind of side of the family have also been reckless in kind of decision making. I get that, you know, has this been thought out by Doria? I feel that Doria's just thinking, you know, I want to spend time with my family, my friends, my lover. You know, let's face it, Doria's got a lover. I feel that she wants to spend time with her lover, and there is this spontaneity here, and this spontaneity is just making a very snap decision, and because it just doesn't sit with her, it doesn't feel comfortable with her, and I feel she's just thought, oh no, I can't do this. Actually, I've decided, you know, just very kind of out of the blue, I've actually decided to spend this time, this Christmas, with my family, and being very kind of grounded, with the Queen of Pentacles. And she said it just outright like that, you know. I don't think she can take any more. I don't feel she can take any more. She feels like she can't be herself. She feels like she has to be the magician here in this situation, which the magician is like somebody who wears a mask and who is fake and has to kind of pretend to be. It's just not Doria, okay? It's not Doria. So she is looking to spend her time with her family, and having a very kind, well, I don't know why, but I get toxic here. Toxic. Maybe this fake kind of magician is toxic. I don't know what this is, but there is a sense of Doria wanting to get out of this kind of fakeness, and to her own people, to her own people, you know. And this is to do with this celebration, celebrating Christmas, okay. You know, Doria was a social worker. She's got a lot of people who work in the care sector, and you know, social workers, doctors, and psychologists, and that kind of thing. So, and they are her kind of people, and also this family of hers. I do get this toxic. Okay, I feel, I'm not saying this is Kate and William, but this is how Doria is thinking. She just doesn't want any more of this toxic kind of magician kind of feeling here, this fakeness, and this is what's made her mind up here. You know, I mean, if you're a down-to-earth person and you are in the company of the Queen, and all of a sudden you're woken up in the morning by, you know, by these changing of the guards outside or something, and it's all very unrealistic, and having to pretend and get up at 8 o'clock in the morning to go down to the sitting room, or along a wing to a sitting room, and then you've got to sit there, and then you've got to stand up when the Queen kind of enters the room and curtsy. And then be by the servants being told where you're seated on the breakfast table. And it won't be like breakfast like in as you Americans have your breakfast. I don't know how you have your breakfast, eggs Benedict or what have you. It will be something like smoked salmon and rye bread or something like that. This is what I'm guessing. And tea. So it's going to be something that she doesn't even like to eat, and maybe she's a vegan, but fish is okay. But I feel that I feel like it's smoked salmon. Although the Queen says we shouldn't have fish and things like that, I think there is like smoked salmon for breakfast, especially when they go up to Scotland. But that breakfast, even the breakfast is like nauseating. And then spending all day just walking around the grounds, being shown, showing the hunting kind of area in the forest and all of that kind of thing, and looking at the paintings. How long how long could you do that for in a day? So I think she's just decided straight off the bat, very spontaneously, no, this is not for me, kind of thing. I'd rather have whatever they have that for their kind of Christmas. Having a lie-in with a newspaper and just sprawling on the bed and that kind of thing till 11, then get cooking for that kind of thing, instead of this like military kind of royal kind of Christmas. And also, I think the Queen gives permission to open the Christmas presents. She will be the one that says, now you have permission to open the Christmas presents. Can you imagine that? I feel it, and also this you don't know. I feel she just feels uncomfortable in that kind of environment. I think she's had enough, and she just wants to get back to her friends, her family, and her own life, I feel. Okay, and when this baby comes along, although it's said that Doria is going to be there, Doria's not going to be there all the time, okay? She's not going to be the nanny, that's for sure. I think Doria is quite a strong lady. I feel she has, in her own right, she has her own friends, her own partner. I don't feel that she's going to be hanging around in London. I feel she will stay for like a month or so, and then she'll be back to the States, so where she feels happier, she feels happiest. So that's what I get here for Doria, and the reasons why she's actually decided not to actually at the last minute not to stay for Christmas with the Queen. So I would feel I would feel I've had enough of this. If I'm not that kind of person who likes this kind of opulence, maybe for 2 weeks, like a holiday, but not all the time, and to actually sit there all prim and proper, and for your every kind of word, you've got to be careful how you talk and how you behave, how you pick up. You can't start your meals before the Queen. The Queen has to start eating first, and we shall open the presents now at Christmas. I feel she just not Doria just does not feel comfortable around this kind of thing, procedure. Although she's, the Christmas decorations, she's in awe of. I can see that she's like, wow, the Christmas tree. There may be, God, dozens of Christmas trees in the royal household, and it's like it's absolutely gorgeous, and kind of you know, these kind of displays of pine. I don't know. I get foliage of pine and foliage of you know, all different kind of berries and that kind of thing. So I think she's like amazed at all of that, but I feel that Doria can only take. I feel that Doria can only take. Yeah, there's too many rules. I mean, who would? Yeah, that'd be okay for a day, wouldn't it? It'd be okay for a day. With all these knives and forks to try to work your way through, and but I feel after a day, I think you want to take the false nails off, and you know, and take the makeup off, and let your hair down, and you know, just laze about all morning in your bathrobe. I feel that that's, you know, that's my idea of Christmas. I don't know about your idea of Christmas. You may want to put your best Christmas jumper on or something like that, but you certainly don't want to get up at the crack of dawn, maybe to go hunting at 5 o'clock in the morning, and you know, with the hunting set, and then be back for lunch kind of thing, and then you've got to be seated by the servants. Yeah, so you know what, there is too many rules, and also it's a bit off-putting. It's a bit off-putting that that William and Kate's going to be there, because I don't feel that Doria has been too kind of pleased of the way they actually didn't welcome her, and I feel that Doria actually saw some of that at the wedding and around the wedding time. So yeah, so that's what I get here, and why she has not been, you know, why she's declined this invitation at the last minute. Okay, because of William and Kate going on this PR stunt, and that it's just not her. She's had enough of it. She's had enough of the pomp and ceremony. I think she just wants to get back to comfortable slippers and you know, her bathrobe. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they decided to stay. I feel, Kalinda. What's that? Watch this space as Meghan will be put in her place by the Queen. Well, you know, again, if Doria's Meghan's mother, she's not going to want to see that, is she? She's not going to want to see Meghan being corrected all the time, you know. Of the way she's sitting. I mean, I guess that gets on your nerves after a while, because you know, you've got your in-laws telling you, you know, cross your legs, make sure that you put your feet that way, you need to put your hands together like this. I mean, that would actually get on my nerves, although and to actually watch your daughter being kind of told all these little things like this. I do feel the Queen does say this to her, you know, oh, make sure you move slowly. Make sure you move slowly. Don't move so quickly. That kind of thing. And I don't feel Doria likes it. This kind of thing. Yeah, she's not used to it. And I feel that, well, to be honest with you, on Christmas, if that, you know, I would want to just walk around in my bathrobe, get the tin of chocolates out, you know, and maybe have a bacon butty on Christmas morning, and then, you know, get the turkey in the oven and that kind of thing. But I certainly wouldn't want it all very militarized, like getting up at a certain time, you know, having these servants making sure that you know, it's like I said, it's more like a holiday, really, atmosphere. Okay. I'm not going to repeat that there. Yeah, Megan should know now. I think she does know how to conduct herself now, actually. I think she has, but at the beginning was a little bit like that. Okay. Okay. I feel the Queen has kind of softened in her old age. I have to say, I picked this up intuitively. Although you're saying that the Queen has will put her foot down, um, I feel she's softened. I feel she's a little bit more lenient now. I feel again looking at her past and the way she kind of prevented. Still feels guilty over Margaret and this Peter Townsend, how she had to stop that marriage. And, you know, so she's kind of softened, and Diana and all of this. So there is this kind of, you know, learning wisdom through, you know, wisdom through the years, like life is too short kind of thing. I think she has softened, but she does still, she does, I get that she does still wants respect from everyone, and that includes protocol and making sure that they wear hosiery and nice shoes and, you know, appropriate shoes, like appropriate winter shoes to be worn in winter. So there is like a dress code. You know, I feel, I do feel that. So that's that's the reading I get. That's the intuitive reading I get for why Doria has kind of changed her mind at the last minute. I feel it's just not her. Okay, it's just not her. And she's got a partner. I feel she wants to be with a partner, a family, and all of this. Okay. So, okay, make sure you keep tuned. I thought something's behind me then. Make sure that you keep tuned, because I'm going to stop this one and then I'm going to look at come back live, okay, which I'm going to do questions and answers. So I'm going to come back in about 30 minutes and I'm going to do questions and answers. Okay. So if you're interested in joining me live for that session, please do. Okay. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you. I'll see you again soon. Okay. Bye for now.